Rock Your Biz. Rock Your Biz, where women get together to help each other grow their business. Networking, boot camps, seminars. Rock Your Biz with Tracy Sheldrake.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I am your host, Tracy Sheldrake, and you are listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM. Rock Your Biz is a community of like-minded women in business that are interested in collaborating, supporting each other, and growing their business. We will be showcasing these amazing women and how they help each other. Today we are talking to Nicole Weston, a life coach with Professional Lifestyle Services. Nicole is going to shed some light on the importance of self-love and peace of mind. Welcome, Nicole. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I can't wait to hear about everything you have going on to help us out. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So my name's Nicole, and I was born and raised in Bradford, Ontario. Beautiful small town. I recently just moved up to Barrie, and my partner and I are up there. We've just bought our first home.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And we live in a snow belt, so that's even more fun. I actually started my practice, Professional Lifestyle Services, 3.5 years ago. And I actually will be full-time solo in the business coming up to 1 year in February. So that's super exciting.
Very nice.
And I guess I can start with where I got my degree in social work at York University. I graduated in 2009, which seems so long ago. And I ended up working at a not-for-profit agency in York Region, Rose of Sharon Services for Young Mothers.
Yes, love Rose of Sharon.
Yes, it's so dear to my heart. And I was an outreach counselor there for 4.5 years.
Okay.
From there, I ended up going to a weekend program, and I went there for professional development, only to realize that it was all about my stuff. So from there, I ended up actually really diving really deep into the world of personal development and really working on my stuff.
Okay.
And all of that stuff is so close to my heart, and that's essentially what I do with people now. I'm really passionate about teaching them how to love themselves and really doing that in an effective way, in a peaceful way, and an efficient way.
And so how long have you been doing this on your own?
So I've been on my own in the practice. I resigned from Rose of Sharon actually February 11, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was doing both like full-time and full-time, if you want to say. And so, yeah, I've been seeing clients in Bradford as well as a clinic in Vaughan at Inside Out Wellness Center.
Okay, very cool. And so maybe just so we can get a little bit of perspective here, what is a self-love expert?
That's a great question. I believe that everybody at some point in their life falls out of love with themselves. You know, life happens and we all have a story and we are doing the best that we can. And I find that I know for myself, was busy taking care of everybody else and making sure they were okay. And I lost sight of what I wanted, what I needed, and really who I was at the end of the day.
Right.
And so I find that why I call myself a self-love expert, because at the end of the day, the root of the issues are always with self.
Okay.
And so I'm super passionate about getting people to get reconnected with who they are, find out what is blocking them and holding them back from their potential, and just teaching them everyday life skills around how to create that relationship with the self, you know, positive affirmations, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you are enough, and really just creating the positive self-talk. Because that little voice inside of our head, it's not mostly it's not our best friend, right?
No.
So really retraining the mind to think positively and know that we are worth it at the end of the day.
Okay. So did you have an experience or anything with anxiety or anything that got you started with this?
Yeah. So I would say that I didn't know I had anxiety until I didn't have it. It was really one of those moments where it was like, okay, wait a minute. So you're not supposed to have your heart racing. You're not supposed to feel sick to your stomach every single day.
Oh.
I was really kind of worst case scenario versus worst case scenario. There was always that kind of style of thinking. And what I realized afterwards was that it was keeping me in a really fear-based model.
Oh.
I was worried about everything. I was scared about everything. And it really kept me playing small. And so I did some personal work. I did a QCP session. I did a breakthrough program with one of my coaches. And I started to realize like, whoa, my heart's not beating really fast. And I can actually catch my breath. And I'm not scared of, the little things.
Right.
So yeah, I guess for myself, I call myself a recovering anxiety-aholic because you're always managing it on a regular basis. You're managing the thoughts inside your head. You're managing what are you focusing on.
Right.
And I found that the tools that I used for myself made profound changes in my life. And so I really reframed what anxiety meant for me. And really it was keeping me disconnected and distracted from who I was. So that's why I find it was keeping me not so focused on what was important in life. It was keeping me focused on the future and the past.
Right.
But not so much on in the moment, right?
Okay. It's hard. It's hard to be in the moment.
Yes.
So how did you know when it was time to maybe get some help, and how did you know where to go?
Yeah, that's a great question. I had been working in a lot of small part-time jobs. And I finally got my dream job at Rosa Sharon.
Okay.
I waited 3.5 years. I guess I was searching 3.5 years for it. And I was in a car accident 3 weeks after I started.
Oh, wow.
And that really shifted things in how I was able to care for myself and how I was able to look after myself financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. Mm-hmm. And, every day I got a little bit better and I figured that kind of world out, but then my family still required a lot of me.
Right.
And all of the people that I was really used to taking care of. And so it got to a point where I didn't think I could do it all. I couldn't do the dream job and show up and be this incredible counselor for young women that needed me.
Right.
While trying to manage everything that was going on at home. And so I decided that I was going to quit. And my supervisor was like, no. I mean, she didn't say no, but she's like, come on in for a session, right? And so that's when I really started to dive deeper into, okay, so what is really going on and how, like, I know what it is that I want and I can't get there with the tools that I have. And so we entertained a breakthrough process that went about 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And I really started to clear the stuff that was keeping me stuck. And I got back on path, if you want to say.
I'm talking here with Nicole Weston, and we're getting through what is a self-love expert, how to realize when you need to see one. And as we got into more discussions about this, you mentioned before to me the quantum change process. Mm-hmm. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the quantum change process is a highly effective technique that allows someone to release limiting beliefs and negative emotions. It is a process that reconnects us back to our truth. It is an opportunity for someone to come in with a problem and come out with, like, let's just say when I did my first QCP session, I was 27 years old. 27 years of emotional baggage cleared, just like that. It's a very effective, simple process that is meant to be just to clear that stuff that's getting in the way. So if you're familiar with traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, we are focused on one of the meridian line that runs from the top of our head to the middle of our chest.
Okay.
And essentially someone comes in feeling like part of them is over here and part of them is over here.
Right.
And after a QCP session, we're able to get rid of the old anger, old guilt and regret, and we're really restoring the life source energy, the will to live. And I work with the unconscious mind.
Right.
So the unconscious mind stores all of our memories, all of our beliefs.
Okay.
It's the 90% of us. It's pretty much how we operate. And a QCP session allows us to utilize muscle testing.
Okay. Muscle
testing is a tool that I use to find out and discover the information that is most unconscious. Okay. So I have, I'm a social worker, counselor, traditional therapy absolutely is important. This just takes it one step further and allows us to go that much deeper and unlock what is keeping us stuck. Because ultimately you know what your strengths are and you know what your weaknesses are, right?
So what, for those who maybe don't know, what exactly is the muscle testing?
So muscle testing is essentially called applied behavioral kinesiology.
Okay.
And we call it muscle testing for short.
Right.
We utilize the large deltoid in the arm to give us the information that we need to know. We're able to pinpoint the root of the issue, when it anchored in, who's involved, and what needs to get cleared out of the way in order to do that. The muscle testing allows us to access the unconscious information.
And how is this by, are you holding something during
I'm
the
just
muscle
actually pressing down on someone's wrist.
Okay.
I'm asking them to resist. And on their resistance, I will either get a weak or a strong response. And that will indicate to us, because I'm following a specific process that is allowing us to find out where we need to go.
Right.
So it's really allowing the mind, body, and soul connection to come into complete alignment in order to let go of what it is that's getting in the way.
Right. Now, I love that we're sharing this, but how would somebody generally know that this would be the thing for them to try if they're stuck or they don't know what's going on? How would they recognize that this would be a benefit to them?
I would say that, just sticking with myself, anxiety is an everyday thing.
Right.
It's moment to moment.
Okay.
And a lot of the clients that I work with are coming in with an overwhelming feeling of worry and anxiety and fear. And so essentially they want to feel peace. They want to have a healthy relationship with themselves.
Right.
So if someone is doing all that they can, practicing mindfulness, exercising, I really look at it a holistic approach. This is that one process that's really going to take it to the next level.
Right.
What we achieve in a quantum change process, we're quantum leaping.
Right.
We're saving ourselves so much more time. So I would say a really good indicator is just wanting to take 3 hours out of your day to really resolve the issue at the unconscious level.
Okay.
So, your unconscious mind is 90% of you. It's you from the neck down. It remembers everything you've ever said, everything that you've ever spoken. It's how we operate. Your unconscious mind remembers everything. So when I attempt to solve a problem, I never solve it with the conscious mind because it's the story we've always told.
Right.
And I know for me, when I went into the session, I knew these things, but what was coming up to the surface, it was like I knew them innately, but I never would have known that they connected.
Right.
I never knew that all of that stuff together was actually there and coming up because it wanted to get resolution.
Right.
So why I work with the unconscious mind is because it's the 90% of us. And think about it, when we're releasing stuff at the unconscious, at the root, what are the chances that we're ever going to do that again?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right. If we've made a mistake in our life,
right,
we've realized, we go back and we do it differently. What are the chances that we're going to do that again?
So it's really good for us because we only have to come once, but not so good for you because we don't get to see you again.
Right.
Anybody wanted to find a little bit more information on the quantum change process, where could they find that out?
So I have all the details on my website.
Okay.
All of this very specific details, what to expect in a session, what your potential results can be.
Okay.
I absolutely believe that, well, every single client that gets in the chair after the session says, I'm at peace, I feel lighter, and I just have so much clarity.
Okay. And what's your website?
So NicoleWeston.ca.
Okay.
And you visit the quantum change process and you can find out all about that. Typically 2 to 3 hour session. And you mentioned, absolutely, it's a one session. You come in and we do a level 1, but there's also opportunities for mentoring and coaching if an individual requires some more support and guidance.
Okay, great. So we're just going to go take a quick break and we'll be right back to discuss what is involved in the breakthrough process.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
You asked, we listened. It's Rise and Shine, Stouffville.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
Weekday mornings starting at 5. We kickstart your mornings with great music, local news, local traffic. Oh, did we mention great music? It's Rise and Shine, Stouffville. Weekday mornings starting at 5.
And that's the way it is.
Hey, honey, guess what?
What?
Whistle Radio has a new morning show.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and now we finally have something to listen to every day from Monday to Friday from 7 to 9.
Yeah, great. So now I don't have to listen to you babble all the time in the morning.
Is that so? Tune Tune in Monday to Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. for news, sports, weather, entertainment, and other reports with Stouffville's finest.
You're listening to Whistle FM. News, weather, traffic, everything Stouffville. CIWS FM 1029.
Welcome back. You are listening to Rock Your Biz on Whistle FM. Be sure to get in touch with us at rockyourbiz.ca so we can network with you on and offline. Just before the break, we were discussing the quantum change process with life coach Nicole Weston. Nicole, now that we have some understanding on the quantum change process, can you tell us about the kind of results that your clients are seeing?
Yeah, so the results clients would see after the quantum change process is peace of mind. Absolutely. A lot of people will kind of explain it as a reset. You know, they're able to get rid of, whatever age they are when they come in, we're getting rid of all of that baggage that's getting in the way of them making really good decisions and helping them feel at peace. So peace of mind, absolutely number one. When you're in a state of peace, you have clarity, you have confidence, and you're really, really feeling secure in who you are. And I think that's all about self-love and self-worth, right? So
absolutely. So you were mentioning earlier about the breakthrough process. Can you tell us what exactly that is and what's involved?
Mm-hmm. So the breakthrough program is something that I actually personally did myself 3.5 years ago. It is a 5 to 6 week sessions at 3 hours every session. It's an accountability program. We're mentoring and we're coaching. We spend 30 hours, myself and a client will spend 30 hours together.
Okay.
We discover how a person does a problem. So if they have a problem in their life and it's been following them their entire life,
right,
they essentially have coping, they have strategies for how they do that. And it's pretty much like that big one, right?
Okay.
So we spend our first session really discovering how someone does a problem. I'm really interested in the patterns because I'm trained in neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy, and hypnosis.
Okay.
And it's all about discovering how someone is, how someone's creating the patterns that are keeping them stuck or continuously keeping them feeling not so good. Let's just say that. Okay. So we spend our first session discovering the root of the issue, how that's impacting someone's life. And really for me, that it gives me all the information I need to structure how we're going to work together, what is required to get this person out of their problem. And we do that in, like I said, 5 to 6 weeks. A breakthrough program. Also, I will include a QCP session in there if they haven't completed one yet.
Okay.
We also do a strategy, and that's my favorite part. Okay. So let's just think about people who have buying strategies.
Okay. Yeah.
When you buy something at the store, if you buy it and you absolutely love it and you wear it all the time, that's probably, in my eyes, a positive strategy. Okay. Because you saw it, it felt good for you, it matched all your criteria, and you bought it and you wore it all the time.
Right.
Someone who has a strategy, like a buying strategy that's not so good, might be people who buy things and then they never wear them, or they kind of regret them, or they take it back. Right. Been there, done that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I blame that on the mirrors in the change room.
Right?
So I don't know.
And the excitement of the mall, right? So either way, there's something that's missing that didn't meet one of our needs.
Right.
And if we're not consciously aware of that, we're going to continue making that same decision, using that same strategy in order to formulate how we get a response, okay? Or an outcome. So that's my favorite part of the strategy session, is really eliciting how does someone make a decision. For example, for myself, the decision or strategy that I was consistently making was, how do you know when it's time to do anxiety?
Right.
How do you know when it's time? I mean, no one ever asked me that question before. I don't know, but because I'm trained in the tools that I am, I'm able to elicit that in seconds. Okay. So then we do a lot of work to blow that out and get that right out of someone's neurological kind of pathways, if you want to say, and it's all fun. And then a person is tasked to practice that all the time, because in order to create new habits, we have to practice, 21 days to make a habit, right? And so why I think the breakthrough is so important is because you've got access to me. I can't say 24 hours a day because I do sleep, but you've got that access, that accountability. Hey, Nicole, this happened. How do I kind of work through this? Our next session is all about timeline therapy, and timeline therapy is all built in quantum mechanics and quantum physics. We're releasing negative emotions and limiting beliefs. So a limiting belief that I may have had was, I'm not good enough. At some point in our lives, we're carrying that around with us.
Right.
And so we're able to effectively get rid of that through a simple, profound process, timeline therapy.
Okay.
And our next session is all about goals and SMART goals. and really getting people focused on what do they want. Now, within this program, I'm giving people tasks, pushing them outside of their comfort zone, but in a loving, peaceful way. We've agreed on an evidence procedure. What do you want when we're done? And how are you going to know that you got what you wanted out of this?
Oh, okay, I love that. So you have the whole follow through.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, 15 hours face to face and 15 hours behind the scenes. People are journaling me. It's an intensive program. And it's actually, the clients that complete breakthroughs, they see the entire life completely transform.
Right.
Okay. And then I offer a 3-month check-in, 6-month and 1 year. Part of it is to see how people are doing, if there's any tips or, anything else or guidance I can offer, and also an opportunity to check in.
So is the breakthrough process, would that be done, you said in conjunction with the quantum release? So would you do that before or after the breakthrough?
Really depends on the person. I discover all that I need to know with an intake. Oftentimes people complete an intake and they go, whoa, like I did not know all that was going on, right?
Okay.
So I decide at that point, do we do a QCP session, our next session, third?
Okay. So you'll know after.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so if somebody thought this might be for them and they want to try it, do you do like a quick little consult with them?
Yeah. I actually offer a 30-minute phone consult.
Okay.
And I offer a 60-minute discovery session, and we can do that in person.
Okay.
It really depends on the person, where they live, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. I'm here with Nicole Weston, and we're talking about self-love, peace of mind, and how to break through it. And so now, as the saying goes, we like to see everybody walking the walk and talking the talk. What do you do for self-care?
So what I do for self-care, I set intentions every morning. I always have an audio on, either on YouTube or Abraham Hicks or Louise Hay. There's always something going on. I would say the biggest thing that I practice is affirmations and my resources. I am trained in these tools. I live these tools. They are just the way that I am now. Okay. And I have people around me that when things are going not the best, because we're all human, right? So when things aren't working out, or if I need another kind of reframe, I have my coaches, my mentors that I can call to just get that kind of support. But I would have to say consistently taking time for the self and really managing that little voice inside of our head that most days feels like the biggest voice in our head.
Right. Now, we hear about the affirmations a lot. So for some people, it's hard to understand what is that? What am I supposed to be thinking of? Can you give some advice on how somebody can come up with their affirmation?
Yeah, I think it's really important to pay attention to what are you even thinking about. I think the first thing is acknowledging and accepting what is going on inside your head. Right. A limiting belief is just because of something we kind of bought into at the time that it was safe. Most of the time, some form of I'm not good enough, who do I think I am, I'm not smart enough, all of these not enoughs. And so once we pay attention to what CD we're playing on. Right. Then when we accept it, now we can start saying, okay, so what do I need to know for sure? Right. Louise Hay is the guru of positive affirmations. I recommend clients to write out at least 100. Because just in that process of writing them out starts to center and feel a different kind of state in your body. Okay. And then find 4 that you that you can repeat at any given time. You either have something on in your car, because we all drive a lot, right? Right. Or have your four go-tos in any moment where you feel that fear coming up, or you feel that worry, or you're just in a state where, things just aren't going the way you thought. Turn on those 4 affirmations, write them out. That's the biggest thing. And I have to be honest, you can't just decide to do affirmations one day and expect them to work the next.
Yeah, absolutely. But we can just do it in our daily life. We don't have to be in a private room with the lights off and the candles on, just in your daily life.
Daily life.
You feel you need it, take a break.
Absolutely. I usually tell clients to get cue cards and put them everywhere they're going to be, in their car, in their purse, on their phone. But here's the thing, you have to remember to utilize it. Right. And if there's a tool that we're using in our life that's not working, we're going to go out and buy a new one. But if we've put all these tools in places and then we don't take action on them, then we're not going to see the results. And if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always get. Right. So affirmations seem like the smallest little thing, but they have the most profound impact. So repetition and practice. And I always tell my clients, it's all about practice and management. Be gentle with yourself. Right. And if you say, I am lovable, or I am enough, and that doesn't feel okay, then say, I'm in the process of loving myself.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Okay.
Give yourself permission to start to figure it out, because like myself, I didn't know what it was like to have a relationship with myself. So you're on that journey and you're just starting to date yourself, if you want to say. And so you got to find out what are your needs and what's important to you, right?
Okay, very cool. So I love watching you on social media. You do great videos.
Thank you.
You're very inspirational. I saw a lot of these Love Me Mondays. So tell me a little bit about that.
So Love Me Mondays is really focused on creating a place where I can point my clients and anyone else in the community that's watching. It's all about self-care tips. So gratitude, positive affirmations, really feeling connected with someone else that's going through maybe what you're going through, maybe with what you're feeling. And so I'm really dedicated to keeping the videos as small as I can because, all the analytics on social media tell us how long people watch videos, but really about creating a sense of community and gratitude, positive affirmations, and then just really getting a chance to get to know me. Is this, I really, really love working with young women.
Yes.
Okay. So 17 to 23, where are they? They're all over, right? They're all over social media. And it's an opportunity to feel connected and feel like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm not the only one going through this. There's hope and I can reach out. And really that's what I want to do.
Okay. So do you have this as a group or anything on social media, or you just post these out and remind people to do this on Mondays kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Love Me Mondays, you can subscribe at Nicole Weston. That's my YouTube channel. Okay. You can subscribe, and then anytime a video is uploaded, you get an email. I also have my Facebook page. I have Instagram, as well as what do you want to call it? Twitter. There's so many.
All of it. Too many.
Yeah,
too
there's
many
so many things.
Media.
Just to really create that sense of community. We also have another event coming up, The Secrets of Abundance.
Okay.
And that is on March 21st in Vaughan. Okay. And it's all about utilizing a powerful life map tool to get focused on where your potential is and where the potential challenges lie, and just really starting using the self-mastery tools to start living the life that you deserve to live.
Okay. I love it. Thank you so much for all the information. Tell us again about your website, where we can find you.
So my website is NicoleWeston.ca. Okay. My Facebook is Nicole Weston Professional Lifestyle Services. And actually, my website has all the links to every social media that you may have.
Perfect. So we can just find you straight from there.
Yeah.
And you can also find Nicole on rockyourbiz.ca. And she will be one of our panel experts at the Business Boot Camp on February 6th. So you can find out all about that. And come join us. Come join us online, in person, at our networking events. We'd love to see you. We only have 2 rules. You must be authentic and have fun. See you then.
You've been listening to Rock Your Biz with Tracy Sheldrake on Whistle FM. If you'd like to get more information about the various networking programs, all you have to do is drop by our website at